Trump warned players about kneeling and they didn't listen, now he's making them pay. I guess the NFL did not learn anything from last season in regards to kneeling during the national anthem. Last year, many games saw a massive drop in attendance and empty stadium seats. There was a big drop in revenue as well across the board. I thought perhaps this year we could put that all behind us and just play football again. Evidently, I thought wrong. President Trump is allegedly ticked that football players are still kneeling during the national anthem, and I don't blame him in the least. They didn't listen to him, and now, Trump and America in their own way will make them pay for it. Two Miami Dolphin receivers continue to take a knee demonstration into the 2018 NFL season. They did this even after the league said they would impose hefty penalties on players and teams who insisted on continuing to do so. Just last month the NFL suspended its new anthem policy, which mandated that players stay in the locker room if they wanted to protest. President Trump is calling for these players to be suspended, and I agree with that sentiment. Kenny Stills and Albert Wilson took a knee during the national anthem at the Miami Dolphins preseason opener versus the Tampa Bay Bucks on Thursday. Other players were defiant as well and raised their fists in support of the protest. Wilson sat during the anthem once last season, refusing to stand while playing for the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 5 against the Houston Texans. The first thing that President Trump tweeted this morning was to call for swift action against these two players and their activism on the gridiron. He warned them last year and they didn't listen. The NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem, Trump said. Numerous players, from different teams, wanted to show their outrage at something that most of them are unable to define. They make a fortune doing what they love. Be happy, be cool. A football game, that fans are paying so much money to watch and enjoy, is no place to protest. Most of that money goes to the players anyway. Find another way to protest. Stand proudly for your national anthem or be suspended without pay. I personally agree with Trump on this, and it is hard to argue with what he is saying here. Colin Kaepernick, who started the movement, praised the players for being defiant. He offered the following message to the players: "Stay strong, brothers." Being a part of this protest hasn't been easy, Stills told FAR. I thought I was gonna be by myself out there, and today I had an angel with me, with Albert Wilson, being out there. I'm grateful that he sees what's happening and he wants to stand up and do something about it as well. Miami defensive end Robert Quinn raised a clenched right fist during the anthem. As a black man in this world, I've got an obligation to raise awareness, Quinn said after the game. If no one wants to live in unity, that's why we're in the situation we're in. In my humble opinion, what these men are doing results in the exact opposite of what they claim to support. From the Journal News. There has been no change in the NFL's policy regarding the national anthem, league spokesman Brian McCarthy said in a statement issued Thursday night. The anthem will continue to be played before every game, and all player and non-player personnel on the field at that time are expected to stand during the presentation of the flag and performance of the anthem. Personnel who do not wish to do so can choose to remain in the locker room. We remain committed to working with the players to identify solutions and to continue making progress on important social issues affecting our communities. In Seattle, 3 members of the Seahawks ran into the tunnel before the national anthem, according to the Associated Press. Defensive lineman Brandon Jackson and Quinton Jefferson, and offensive lineman Wayne Brown exited the field after team introductions and before the anthem. They returned to the sideline after the anthem ended. In Jacksonville, 4 Jaguars were not on the field when the anthem was played before their home game against New Orleans, ESPN reported. Linebacker Telvin Smith, cornerback Jalen Ramsey, running back Leonard Fournette and running back TJ Weldon left the field and returned after the anthem. At Baltimore, both teams stood, but Ravens linebacker Tim Williams stood alone in front of the bench with his back toward the field, ESPN reported. It would appear that it is going to be another divisive and contentious football season. Many fans will sit this one out because of that fact. If these teams have any sense, they will impose fines and suspend players who insist on disrespecting the national anthem in this manner. They didn't do it last year, I sincerely doubt they will do it this year. This country can't do without our proud and strong military, but we can certainly do without active